everyone, welcome to Tia Podcast. We are back and we are going to start season 3. So now that I'm back from UK permanently, so we will be doing in-person recording. So we try. And we have a whole lot more topics that we are going to talk about this time. And today's topic we are going to talk about work. So both of us now have a job, thank God. It's been a tough journey finding a job, but for me after coming back, it's been a tough journey. But now that we are
employed and we have a salary,
that's definitely a big blessing. So now today we're going to talk about work situations. So we're going to talk about situations with colleagues, with bosses, even situations like work-life balance. Okay, so let's start with talking about colleagues.
Okay.
My question is, do you think of your colleagues as potential friends, or do you go into the office thinking my colleagues are my colleagues? Work is work.
What if my colleagues see this? I have friends from my previous workplace, but I feel like we became closer after I left.
Oh, okay.
When I was there, it was still quite strictly colleague relationship.
Do you think it's important to make friends with your colleagues?
No, it's important to be on good terms with your colleagues. Yes, that's what I would say.
Because for me, it's very different. For me, I actually think that if I'm not friends with my colleagues, I will find working very painful. So I enjoy having the friendship with my colleagues. So inside and outside of work, that kind of situation. That's the thing, right? I read a lot of accounts on jewelry, and then there were a lot of people complaining about their colleagues, and then a lot of people say that they would like their colleagues to be friends, but a lot of people also say that some work is work. One thing I did realize, right?
I feel like I'm that type.
Okay, now let's talk about the harder part.
Okay.
What if you're not on good terms with your colleagues? Okay, so I've heard other people, a lot of juicy stories, right? Like your colleagues can backstab you. Say that if let's say you're working on a team project, your colleagues backstab you, or your colleagues are lazy. I think that's one of the worst ones. Your colleagues are very lazy, especially when you're doing a team project. Another one is you and your colleagues' working styles are just not the same. So they may be putting their weight and everything, but sometimes you just get into conflict. Sometimes you just look at the person's face, then you just don't like their face. There's a lot of situations like that.
I understand.
Yeah.
I think lazy is the easiest solution. Just tell your boss.
Okay, I ask you, would you tell your boss, if you think your colleague is lazy, will you go and confront them first or tell your boss straight away?
I will straight away tell my boss.
You won't even go to them and then say
Yeah, because I feel like it for someone to say this, right, it has to be from a boss position.
Okay.
If we are the same rank, then I tell you that I think you're not pulling your weight in this project. I don't know, won't you feel like, are you my boss? Why are you saying this to me? I don't know, I want to avoid this type of problem. That's why I would just tell my boss.
Oh, okay. When you say this, then I suddenly got flashbacks.
Why, it happened to you?
Not the one about... Okay, so during this long break, which we were not filming, I also trying to start a company, right? So someone said something very similar to me. So I wanted to start a company, and then I asked one of my, at that time was a close friend, to work together. And she wasn't pulling her weight, and she said the exact same thing to me, where I told her I think you're not doing your part. She said, are you my boss? Why are you telling me? And in that situation, right, I wanted to tell her, you're kind of, because I was created a company and then I put in all the money.
Okay.
And when I set up the company that time, I did tell her that we did discuss, and she agreed that she would be under me. So in a sense, I kind of was her boss. But even then, it got a very abrasive feel lah. Okay, so that's why I understand when you say straight away, just go and tell your boss. Don't even bother telling your colleagues. Yeah.
But I think the one that is a little bit more difficult to navigate is when your boss is the lazy one. Then just throw all the work to you.
I've never encountered that before.
Okay, what if you encounter that? What will you do?
don't know. I've never encountered a lazy boss. That's a good question. I think it depends on whether. I think there's two types, right? One is your boss, right, is lazy, and the other one is your boss doesn't know what's going on. Because there are some of them.
Usually it's both, what?
Okay lah. I mean, if they're lazy, to be honest, if they're lazy, don't you think that then you can also anyhow? They also won't know what. They won't know. Then you
Okay.
also anyhow. Then your boss also anyhow. Everybody anyhow. Then at the end of the day, your boss will kena what. It's not you what. You just
That's
like
a very good idea.
yeah no, but it's not your tai ji anymore. But I would say if your boss is this one, I see before. Your boss doesn't have technical skills, but they have. So they don't know what it takes to get things done. So I've seen this in a few, not personally, but I've seen a few people like this. So like, especially when your boss, right, is like roped in from other industry or roped in from other areas. So they don't actually know what it takes. And so then they start telling you this, and then you're like, I cannot do this, or it takes much more effort than you think. So I would say that kind, right, I will. Well, what will I do? I will just do. I will just. It depends on my salary. Depends on my salary. That's my answer to everything. If my salary is good, then I will swallow and do. Salary not good, I say boss, can't be done. But I think realistically, I would explain what it takes.
I will explain.
It's just that I haven't met a situation where the bosses are unreasonable or unwilling to hear you out. Yeah, that's why it's very difficult for me to speak on this matter. Have you ever encountered this?
You must take out this part, okay?
Just don't say.
Okay. No, then I'm not gonna say.
Okay. Let's talk about something also very interesting. What happens when your colleagues are feuding? Okay, let's just say this has nothing to do with you and you are a third party. That's different, right? One is you are involved, one is you are not involved. Okay, let's talk about if let's say you and your colleague argue, would you want other people to stand by you if they know that you're right?
No, if I know I'm right, if I know I'm right, it means I'm like I don't need any other people to support me. But it's just I'll find it very sian. I don't know what other words to describe if like my other colleagues support the other person who is wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing. Because usually
my colleagues don't have to pick a side. So long they don't pick the wrong side.
Okay. Yeah. No, okay, so in this situation, let's say got 5 people, okay, then some people pick your colleague. Would you, and then you tell your closer colleagues, would you want them to be on your side? Or will you be still okay with them remaining neutral?
I'm okay with them remaining neutral. Because if I were them, right, I would want to remain neutral.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the type to pick sides, okay?
With everything?
Okay, this is hard to say.
To me,
I try, because it happened to me before, like this situation. I mean, I'm the third party. I feel like the staying neutral was the most peaceful thing that I can do.
For yourself lah.
For myself, yeah. And for the whoever also.
I think that's true to a certain extent. You don't want to add fuel to the fire also.
I just want to work, get my salary, and go home and be a fangirl. Like, I have no interest in like your fights.
I think for me, right, I tend to side people a lot. Because yeah, and I get a bit okay, I'm talking about like personal life. I do get affected if my friends don't side me. Especially if I'm right. It does make me feel very like not supported. You know what I mean? But
yeah, if friends I will feel that way also. If it's like personal life issues. But I don't know, work is, to me, it's like I just want to do my job, get my salary, and go home.
I think for work I also never really encounter. Okay lah, I haven't been working for that long to have all these problems. But I would say for work, I think for work, I would also like someone to vouch for me, especially if it's very...
What if you are wrong?
If I'm wrong,
What if I think that you are wrong, but you think that you are right? Like I'm the third party.
Okay, let's say
Because this happened to me.
I would still appreciate if my colleague told me.
But you think you are right, so like
No, but then tell me why you think I'm wrong.
uh,
Because no, you see, right? Like I feel for work, right? One thing I learned is don't take it personally. Really, really, really try not to take it personally. So if I'm really wrong, I want somebody to tell me why they think I'm wrong. Because what's the point of you then after that you think you're right? Especially at work, in workplace, right? You keep thinking you're right, and then everybody thinks you're wrong, and then you're down there suffering the entire time. Like why? And then people don't want to tell you why you're wrong. Then you forever don't know why you're wrong. You know what I mean? Then I get very frustrated. I'm like, can you just tell me what's the
no.
problem?
Usually it's not like that. Okay, let me joy out. Let me
Dry out with pain
because
and markers.
it's like it happened. So okay, let's say you fight with your not fight like have a disagreement with your colleague, and then the other people like around you was telling you like yeah, not wrong, but you shouldn't do things this way.
Okay.
But you don't see it. Like you feel like they misunderstand you. And then I'm your only friend. I'm your closer friend at work. And then you feel that I'm on your side. But actually I also agree with the people that you disagree with. Then how do you want me to tell you? Because you think that you are right. Even when the people that disagree with you explain to you. Because people won't just fight with you, they will tell you why you are wrong.
Oh. Then if you're, I mean,
If you
what can you do that but accept it leh?
Yeah, but it's just you will have this sour feeling
Oh, haven't happened yet, so hard to
Yeah.
say. Haven't happened, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. So sometimes maybe it's really how you say it.
Okay, I feel like for the friend, you can just be there for.
That's true lah.
I can be there
That's
for
true.
you, but I don't have to say things that I think you are right, they are wrong. Like I don't have to lie. I can just listen. I can just listen to you rant. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Especially if people already say, then you don't accept, then you just listen. No, there's really nothing else you can do.
Okay.
Okay, so the next thing is, let's talk about not getting the pay raise or promotion that you want. Yes. So, have you ever had this experience?
Not yet. I think because I just started working. Like,
Me too.
no, but it's a common thing. Like I read in a lot of places. Okay. How about this? You have a lazy boss, so your boss throw everything to you, right? So you are doing your
boss
part of your boss work. Your boss's work as well. So like, do you think you deserve a raise?
Yeah.
Like, if you were in that situation, you'd be like, they should be paying me more because I'm doing this person's work as well.
During the evaluation, you just write You said I deserve a pay raise because da 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 da. I tell you what.
Just go and ask for a pay. The worst thing is that they will just say no to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the worst they will say is just no, but don't say no to yourself. Just ask.
Oh my god, that is my new motto in life. You know, I realized. Okay, this is very off track, but the past like 6 months, right, there are a lot of times where there's this person in my life who always says no before trying. Okay, and I get very frustrated hearing this because I always say like, why do you always say no before other people say no? So it's like things like let's say I need to find job. I'm very shameless in asking my friends for a recommendation. That time I asked everybody who moved, I'll just be like, oh, you work in this company, right? Got position open now. Can you recommend me?
Okay.
So this person, right? This person never asked for recommendation. But already before even asking for recommendation, already say, I think cannot lah, cannot this one, cannot that one. I don't think can because maybe I already submitted, then too late to ask, or this person I'm not very close to, don't want to ask, or this that one on the tech sector not doing well, whatever, so I don't want to ask. And I get so frustrated because I'm like, why you never even try? Just try. Just be shameless. It's work. That's the thing I learned about work. You really need to separate work and your personal life. Just be as shameless as you need to be.
Yeah. Just ask. The worst is that they will say no to you.
Yeah,
Just
but you're
that's
right
it
lah. If at least it's other people say no, not you say no to yourself. I think that's the worst.
But I don't know if they say no and you're not happy. Of course, most of the time you'll be not happy with the answer, right?
You're not happy, then not happy lah. But then
Wait,
you want to be not
change
happy.
job.
Okay, in a case where like people you are really doing way above your pay grade and you're not getting the pay, you write down in your resume and then find a new job lor.
Yeah, because I think if you continue staying that job, you'll be very unhappy.
And I mean the company doesn't appreciate you what.
Yeah, correct.
So this is one
Change
thing
job.
that I learned from my friends who are in more of like the finance corporate sector lah. Because I'm not in the corporate sector, but my friends all say just job hop. Like job hop to get pay increase. So last time, right, people always have this idea of staying loyal to a company. You remember like we were like, oh
It's
yeah.
a very Japanese thing.
I think it used to be like in general people expect you to have loyalty to company, and a lot of people are like now this generation are like, what is loyalty to a company? So a lot of my friends tell me, right, people working in bank, in marketing, they always say if you can job hop, just job hop, because every time you job hop your pay increase and people see your value when you job hop. So I think that's one thing that's very different from last time and now's work culture. So
If you can, just change the job.
yeah.
Hey, this is a simple solution.
Okay, I heard this from my friend, okay, who's working in one of the banks. She said her manager, right, will scold people, like shout at people in office, like scold them. And I didn't know such things happen, like in real life. I thought it was like a TV kind
No,
of
I
thing.
hear before.
Yeah, and what will you do, right, if your boss shout at you in office? Actually, I thought you cannot do such thing eh.
No, if it's shout about work, like strictly work.
No, I thought they still cannot do that.
Really? I hear before. Not in my current workplace. It's my previous workplace.
You mean
It's not even on my resume, so nobody will know which company it is.
Oh, you mean your have you ever gone?
No, nobody scold me. My boss's boss scolded my boss. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know. Like I didn't know such thing happened. Then I was like, hi, is that allowed? I thought this type of things is like
Is it illegal? I thought it was.
I thought it's under
I thought it was legal if so long it's not. So long it's strictly about work.
but to shout at you in front of everyone. I
mean, okay, my boss's boss shouted at her in her office, but it was loud enough for people outside to hear.
Oh, my this friend say in front of the whole office, just shout at them. So I don't know, there are a lot of wild bosses, but I think we are very lucky so far that we haven't gotten any. I think I almost kena one time, one a bit strange boss. I almost took up the job, but this person, she's very impatient. So even when it comes to like things like negotiating deadline, negotiating date to give answer. So when I was applying for the job, I said, okay, can you give me like 2 to 3 days to think about it? Which I don't feel like it's unreasonable to think about her offer.
Did they give you a deadline?
Didn't. So I asked, can I have 2 to 3 days? At first she said okay. The next day morning she called me and she asked, can we have an answer? Then I was like,
No, but did she say okay to the 2 to 3 days?
She did.
You know, I heard in Europe this is illegal.
To what? To think about it?
No, to rush you for an answer or to pressure you to say yes.
Is it?
Yeah. Because my bosses are like, they work in Europe before. Then they say like you're not allowed to do that. Like the employer is not allowed to do that.
Oh, okay. I don't think it's illegal here, but I mean like it's just certain situations that you can kind of glimpse. Okay, next time my workplace will be like this.
During the interview you can tell already.
A bit of the color will show a bit. Yeah, so I would say I'll try as much as possible to avoid this type of boss. But to be honest, job hunting now is so difficult. A lot of people, you just take what you can get. If I didn't get my current job, I would have taken that job. Even though I kind of suspected the boss is a bit unreasonable. Yeah, I would have just told myself, you know what, the economy is bad, I don't have a choice, just take the stupid job. Yeah.
did you just call your job a stupid job?
No, as in the other
the
one.
other one. Okay, okay.
Yeah, no, actually for my this job. Hi, whoever's listening from my. I actually
It's not
got,
a stupid job. It's a good job.
no, I got the previous job, right? The previous job they offered me, and then my current job they actually told me to wait 2 weeks for a reply. But because that woman was rushing me, I emailed the HR and said, can you please give me an answer soon so that I know whether or not to accept or reject the other job, because I wanted my current role. So anybody from my current company, I really wanted to be here.
You.
Yeah, I chose you. I really wanted to be here. Yeah. So, have you ever left a company because of bad colleagues or bad bosses?
Yes. It was okay. The boss is nice. It's the colleagues that I didn't like. So okay, it was, and the thing is, right, it was a summer job. So I just have to like bear it for 2 months and like it will be over. But I couldn't even stay for 2 months. So that was how bad it was.
What did they do to you?
No, they didn't exactly did things to me, but they were very not nice. The way they talk about other people, yeah,
Very gossipy.
very gossip, and it's a mean type of gossipy. Yeah, like they even like filled with other people in other departments, that type of. Yeah, I dreaded going to work every day. Like, so I just handed in my resignation letter after 1 month plus.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so the people around you is very important.
I have never encountered a situation that I leave because of bad colleagues or bosses. But I have been, yeah, I don't think I'm the type that can tahan also. I would have left if I really didn't like the boss. My previous full-time job, right? I left after 6 months because I couldn't stand the work. But I loved my colleagues. We had so much fun in the office, but not exactly in the office, but I really, really like my colleagues. But I just couldn't stand the work, and just that alone, right, was enough to make me leave after 6 months. If I had bad colleagues or unfriendly colleagues, right, I would leave within a month. That's one thing that I really cannot.
So between liking your job and liking your colleagues, you'll pick liking your colleagues.
Yeah, for 100%. Because to me, I also have the mindset, right, that a job is a job.
Okay.
So it may not be something that I really, really, really am passionate in life about. To be honest, there are not a lot of things in life that I'm passionate about doing. So I am not hard pressed on that one. I am really more of like, I like to be friends with my colleagues. I feel like if we can vibe, then that makes me stay in a job way longer than I would normally lah. Okay, so let's finish off with, what soft skills do you think you learn from your job? So actually we haven't said what our job is. We like to say what your job is.
Okay, I'm doing research, like the science type of research.
I'm in corporate communications. So and a lot of more of the marketing side, I would say. So what soft skills do you learn from your job? More of like the people skills kind of thing, right?
I feel like because of my job, right, I thought when I signed up for this job, I thought, okay, I'll just be doing experiments. But then I had to deal with like vendors as well. So I learned how to make small talk.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's a very useful skill.
Yeah, like because sometimes the vendor comes, right, then you need to walk to somewhere, or you need to take the lift somewhere. It can't be just silence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to say something. So I learned that. I think it's useful.
Oh.
Like I'm using it now. Like even like not in like work situations when I'm not at work. Sorry. Yeah, I know how to make small talk to people.
I think that's a very useful skill. Actually, I used to be very awkward, and I don't really like to be the first one to talk. But after I come back from Europe, that's what I learned from the Europeans, the British people, is that they're very good at small talk. So
Your job. What do you learn from your job?
oh, my job. I wouldn't say small talk lah. Let me think of something. Okay, from my job, I learn. Okay, no, I'll say from my job right now. Not dig at anybody, but I feel like my lifestyle and my colleagues' lifestyle is very different. Social circle wise, and our frequency, I would say, is quite different. And I think it's I learned how to match other people's energy, how to match other
Yeah, okay.
people's social circle more. Because I would say now that I'm working in a more Christian, I am not more Christian, I am working in a Christian organization. A lot of things that I would say or I would do in my own life previously is it's just very different, because a lot of my colleagues, right, they grow up in Christian upbringing.
Okay.
Whereas for me, I'm not from Christian upbringing, and most of my friends are not Christians. So the thoughts that I have on certain matters or the way that I deal with things is very different.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one thing I have had to learn, right, is to how to integrate myself more into this thing. And I think that that's a good thing, because it just makes me more flexible with whatever work environment, or even like personal environment I have. Actually, I would say the ICA, I didn't like the work as much. I didn't say as much. I didn't like the work, but I got along very well with the people there, just because I feel like we were all more on like the same vibe, the same level. Yeah. So this is all we have today for our topic on work situations. Hope you enjoy, and also let us know some of your how you deal with some things, or you like what you learn from work.
We need ideas for topics.
I just started off by saying we got a lot of topics. Okay,
No, we need more ideas.
Yeah, any interesting thoughts? Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.